up so early and being here. And welcome to the 14th Annual IIT Real-Time Communications Conference. We started this life as the Voice Conference 14 years ago. Are you not able to hear me? Well, if I turn the mic on, I think
it would be better. So let's start again. All right. It happens. So welcome again, and thanks for being here at the 14th Annual IIT Real-Time Communication Conference. We started 14 years ago as the Voice over IP Conference, and we have morphed with the times. We have 2 days left of interesting and informative materials. So we are also the 11th annual or IPTCOM conference. So this conference has one track in it, which will run today, which is the IPTCOM conference, which you're all welcome to participate in. Those presentations are related to research papers, which will be published in IEEE Explore. So please enjoy those as well. We have a Twitter feed, which hopefully everybody has read, and I won't read it to you. Okay, so I'm Carol Davids, and together with Tom Costello up here and Warren Bent, we're the trio that is the steering committee, local executive committee for this conference. Joe Cusimano, if you're in the room, please raise your hand. He's our network person, facilities management for all of your data networking and problems that may arise during the course of the conference. So he is lab network, next generation 911 testbed manager. And you've probably seen him running around fixing things. Okay, the planning committee is a committee of people who have been organizing the tracks that you'll be at. So Vijay Gurbani and myself are also co-chairs of IPTCOM. Maureen Stillman and Chris Mayer, if you can raise your hands. Okay, they're over there. Are the chairs of the, I'm sorry, it shouldn't say that. It should say programmable telecoms. And I don't know how that got in there, but I apologize. So that's one of the things that has happened to this conference over the last several years, is we noticed that everybody's network is mobile, so we stopped having a mobility track. This gives me an opportunity to explain that. So actually the mobility was also mobile applications, and we have morphed into a programmable telecoms track, which Chris and Maureen are chairing. And then we have the Compressing the Stack, which is a new track designed more to speak about the software-defined networking, network function virtualization, and how the network can either help or hinder your application, or whether you're interested in being supported or unsupported by your network. So that's new. That's being chaired by Charles Eckel, who is here, although he may not be in the room, and Mark Gibson. Then Warren and I have filled in for the WebRTC chairs this year, who seem to be too busy doing WebRTC to actually chair this. So you can ask Warren and myself about that. Nadine Manjaro, who is in the taxi someplace in between here and O'Hare, is the chair of the Internet of Things track, which is the second year we're running that. And finally, Mark Fletcher, who is here, is the chair of the Next Generation Emergency Communication Services. So, in your bags, and even though you have lots of bags, you should take your bag. These are very good for groceries. They are, extremely. So in your bag, you will have a printed on two sides. Hello, can you hear me? Okay. This is going to be a paper copy of the schedule, which you can also find online. I think there may be 2 typos on this, and you can find more accurate information online. I think all of the information is here. Let me advance this slide. This is about IPTCOM. I failed to mention that the TPC co-chairs for IPTCom are Simon Pietro Romano and Aman Singh. And there he is. Good morning. So here's Aman, and I don't think Simon is joining us. Is he? Okay, but he's not here yet. Okay. All right, great. So we want to thank our sponsors. Tuesday Breakfast has been brought to you by T-Mobile. Tuesday Breaks are brought to you by Telco Bridges. The Tuesday Lunch by AT&T. Tuesday Reception by Comcast Business. And the Wednesday Lunch by the MEF. So these are, we want to thank them all because basically this is a conference which requires the sponsorship and support. We are a break-even conference on good years. And otherwise my dean is really upset with me. Yeah, so we And we think this will be a good year, by the way. So we're hoping it's a good year. So we're very, very grateful for that sponsorship. And to show how grateful we are here, we have our platinum sponsors, AT&T, T-Mobile, MEF, and Comcast Business. So thanks again. We have silver sponsors in Oracle's Communications, Nokia, Google, Red Hat, and Palindrome. And these are crucial to us. We are always looking for sponsors, and we feel like our sponsors are supporting education and also supporting the what we call our conference is the place where industry and academia collaborate and connect. So their sponsorship is supporting that effort. Our exhibitors, which we would like you all to visit, they're in the Gallery Lounge, which is the long lounge that separates you from lunch. So in that lounge, you will have exhibits by InDigital, by Precision Broadband, Oracle Communications, Agent 511, and WebRTC Ventures. We also have a real-time communications lab table set up there with some of the posters from our recent. Thank you. That's right. A recent addition, and we are very grateful to them for their participation. Thank you. And I didn't update my slides since then, so apologies. FreeSwitch should be up there. We'll put them up in time to post them, so you'll get the credit. Yeah, so they're there as well. And please visit all those booths, including the Real-Time Communications Conference, Real-Time Communications Lab, which we have our own table there, and we've highlighted some of our recent activities and developments there. We have partners in FreeSwitch, ClueCon, Addis, AITP, New Mobility Labs, US Ignite, thank you, IEEE, CBP, SIP Forum, and ITA. And these are organizations that help us with our publicity and with bringing in the people who will enjoy and add to the conference. You have in those bags, which you should definitely take, you have a map of Herman Hall. Herman Hall, which is where we are, is shaped like a dumbbell. And this side is where we do the talks, and the other side is where you get lunch and breakfast. And in between is the Gallery Lounge, and that's where you registered, and that's also where the tables will be. So you can find details as you need them. We have a green room for people who are speakers or anybody who needs refuge at some point, and that's close to the lunch. So it's at the other end of the dumbbell. Sorry. I'm sorry. It's not close to the lunch. So it's right outside this door, actually. I'm just already thinking about lunch. So sorry. This conference always makes me hungry. So anyway, it's actually accurately labeled up on your map. So, and if you have any questions, we want to thank also our many student volunteers. And they have a badge that says student volunteer, and if you're lost or confused or you need comfort of any kind, talk to a volunteer, and they will steer you in the right direction. Oh, this is from last night, so forget about it. Last night, those who attended the tutorial and also those who just were arriving, we had a pizza and wings and beer and wine party downstairs. So I mentioned that we have this green room. It's in the field room, which is right out here. We'll have water and some light snacks there during the course of the day if you need. And the bog, as I mentioned, is downstairs. This year we'll have our reception this evening in the gallery lounge, which is also a good time if you haven't visited them yet to make sure and visit or see the table exhibitors that are out there. Time. So we have a very full agenda, and so the chairs and the moderators are not being rude when they are watching their clocks, and they'll give you the 5 minutes, they'll give you the 2, they'll give you the 1, and then they'll get the hook. So, try to, that's not really true, but we'd want for everybody to make sure that nobody's time is cut short. So you need to keep within your time frames. There will always be at least a 15-minute break between sessions. The sessions we define as 1.5-hour units of talk. You'll either have a panel for an hour or you'll have a 30-minute talk. We keep them a little bit short so you can ask questions, but we want to keep on the clock. So it's not rude to you. It's just not being rude to the next speaker. So I always think I'll say something inspirational about real-time communications, and then I always think you'd really rather go just hear the next speaker. So, but what we've noticed is real-time communications is really what we're all doing, and we're doing it increasingly, and with our WebRTC, and we've really can implement almost anything, and you'll hear speakers talking about that today. So, enjoy the conference. If you haven't had your third cup of coffee yet, there's probably still out there. You can get some. Please be sure to talk to each other. And as my mother always said as we went off to school, learn things. So with that, you're released. Go figure out your way around the conference, and have a great couple of days. Okay. Thank you.